I mean, if this is here, every time you cough, tremendous forces go outside on it. So you have to give your lungs some love.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not going to keep going over and over. Do you mind if I take a look here?
Sure.
Put this all the way down. Right, give me a cough. Here. Okay. Here. One more. How much is it bothering you?
It bothers me a good bit. But see, that's so sore where you just touched.
Right. Let me tell you why I'm asking this question. Because the weight bearing portion is fully healed, which is the top part, which is connected to your clavicles and the arm.
Right.
The part that is not healed
is
the bottom part. That's not the weight bearing portion. To repair this, we have to mobilize the whole thing. So the part that is healed, we're going to open up again. It's going to have to go through healing again. Okay? So how much is it is it worth it? That's something that no one can answer except you.
It hurts.
Is the hurting getting better or worse? Or the same?
Well, it's about the same.
Okay, give me a cough. Okay. The hurting, see, here's the thing. There's no chest wall instability. All right? That's the main thing, the functional component of it. Sorry. There is the functional component and is the most important. If someone has an unstable chest wall, they're not going to be able to push anything, pull anything, or anything. Okay? That's not your case. There is the discomfort that you're having. There are two aspects to that. One, it will get better with time. Two, whether are they controlled with pain meds. Three is understanding that the procedure to fix this is going to involve opening the whole thing, including the part that is healed. Again, mobilize everything from the underlying heart to be able to put it back together with stainless steel plates. God forbid, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but if you give it a big enough cough, maybe even the part that is healed will not heal well. So most of the time, you end up better than you are now, but it's not impossible to end up worse. If after we open this again, the part that is already healed, we open it up, it doesn't heal well, then we have a bigger problem than we have now. So I want you to think about this, especially that the reason I'm telling you all this is because functionally, stability-wise, you're healed, which given you're still smoking, may be good enough. Because if you're still smoking, you're still going to cough. And the last thing I want is to have that part healed, reopened, and then you continue to cough, and now it's all unstable, not just the bottom part. All right? Think about it. There's no right or wrong. There's absolutely no right or wrong. I want you to think about it. You have to. We're not in a rush for anything, but I want you to think about it, and unless you made your decision already.
Now, I was wondering, is there some type of since this is healed up here, but now the incision itself stays
The
kind of
incision,
like
the incision is
inflamed?
the least of our concern.
I know, but I was just going to tell you, it's inflamed and it itches a lot.
Okay.
But is there some type of brace that I could wear to help?
The bone is not here. The bone is here. But for it to be stable, it needs to be here. Okay? So here, the more you cough, the more you disrupt any kind of healing that happens. Because if it's here, it's not able to move. But if it's here, every time you cough, it does that. Every time it does that. So it kind of delays the healing a lot. Eventually it will, but it delays it a lot. Let me show you the CAT scan so that you understand what I'm talking about. The thing is, it's stuck to underlying heart, okay, here and here. So the body needs to build new bone here now. If we're going to do it manually, we have to open the whole thing so that we can get underneath, dissect it from all the heart underneath on both sides so that we can pull things together. It's a big operation. Let me, you're going to understand more when I show you the CAT scan. I subjectively, when you cough now, feel the click is less impressive than when I saw you in the office. When I saw you in the office, the click was, which means that some tissue is healing. Right. You know, if this was infected, I wouldn't even give you the option to not do anything. We're infected, we need to do something, but you're not infected. Right? You're not infected, and this portion is healed. So, I don't want to wreck this situation. Unless you tell me, oh my God, I can't do anything. I can't live, I can't walk, I can't sleep, I can't do anything in my life. My life is an absolute nightmare. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Well, I still have trouble trying to sleep, you know, but I sleep on a pillow. It's got
You can get, if a pillow helps, pain medications and all this kind of stuff, it may be better than splitting that whole thing.
I'm not on any pain medications.
But if you are not on, maybe you can be on it and make that and avoid a big surgery. So let me tell you this. This is what if we're gonna fix the whole thing, it's not gonna be a Band-Aid. Mm-hmm. It's like opening the whole thing again, and then lift it up, dissect the heart down. Be careful with all the bypasses, which are right under the bone, and dissect so that we free that bone from everything under it, and then approximate. We can do all that. It's a big operation, obviously, but we can do it. My concern with you still smoking, your lungs not being perfect, is that what if we do that, and then the part that is healed now doesn't heal well?
Well, you know, I am diabetic, so.
That affects healing too. So this plus that is, again, like I told you, there's no right or wrong answer. But I'm talking to you like you're my family. You have to tell you about a possible bad situation, about us wrecking the current situation. May happen, may not, but if it happens, we're in a bad position. Does that make sense, or am I confusing you? Let me just this is your CAT scan. This is your head is there. We're at the foot of the bed, looking at slicing.
Right.
Okay. So this is your bone. All of this is approximated. All this is approximated. All this is approximated. All this is approximated. And then here you have this. You see this up here? Mm-hmm. Instead of being aligned, this is up. You see this half here and this half here? Yeah. It's up here. There's no infection. There's nothing that we need. So what we're gonna have to do, you see this is one of the grafts. This is one of the grafts. Mm-hmm. So to free that, all this is scarred in stuff. To free that, we're gonna have to very carefully divide all that parts that are healed already. This part, all this needs to be divided. Like disrupt that again. Mm-hmm. Release it from all the tissues that are underneath along its whole length. And then approximate it again. Mm-hmm. And then the healing is going to start from square one again. Square one, yeah. If you look at the length of the sternum, if you look at it, let's see. Look at it here, just to appreciate the part that is the problem. So all this is healed. It is that part here, that very bottom part. But the rest of it, the weight-bearing portion, where your clavicles are attached, where your first ribs are attached, all that is healed. Mm-hmm. It is that bottom part here, where your last two ribs are attached, 3 ribs. So,
okay, so eventually, hopefully in my lifetime.
Stop coughing.
Yeah. It will maybe go back together?
So it will go back together for sure, 100%. So right now it is back together. It's not. There's not an empty space here. The body fills this with other healing tissues. healing matrix. How soon the bone cells migrate and populate that matrix is the question, because you want that tissue in between to be hardened and ossified,
Right.
so it doesn't move. And the less this keeps moving, the more this is going to heal together. It's not going to come together because it's stuck to underlying tissue, right?
Right.
But especially this is much more impressive in kids. Obviously, that's why if kids break a bone, the bone doctors say, as long as both ends are in the same room, they're going to heal. Not like adults where you have to put them, because their ability to repopulate that matrix is just so impressive in babies. But for us, it takes some time. But it's a process that will eventually happen. The more you keep coughing and pulling, like the cough the cough is produced from the diaphragm, which is on the lower portion. So it has tremendous force applied here. So the more you do that, the more time it's going to take. There's no diabetes adds to that. So there's not like, I wish I have a crystal ball to tell you, oh, after this number of months, I don't know. It takes time. But me thinking about, you probably now can work around with pillows and some pain medications and having the functional weight-bearing portion intact, maybe better than a possibility of the whole thing.
All right, you take care.
Because your coughing and your diabetes are still there.
Okay, I was about to say.
Plus, you'll be recovering from the surgery. So think about it like, again, I'm not like, I'm talking to you like what I would talk to my mother if she had the same situation. I want you to think about it. There's no right or wrong. It is all, like, sometimes if someone comes to me and has me heart surgery, why do you want to have heart surgery? It's, you know what, I sometimes don't feel like I can, I want to run a marathon, I can't run a marathon. You know what, heart surgery is a big deal. Maybe you just don't run a marathon. But someone else who's having chest pain, he's at risk of a heart attack, he can die. And so everything, it's a benefit versus risk. If the benefit is not that big, then maybe it's not worth the risk. If the benefit is really big, yes, it's worth the risk. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make sure that that balance is clear in your mind, and that you're not just going, oh, it's just going to be a small haircut, Band-Aid, small surgery, and it's going to make everything perfect.
That's kind of, I really didn't know what to expect, but most of what I had read it kind of was like just a quick haircut and out the door.
No, this happens.
So
this
really
happens
didn't know
when
what
it's
to
immediately
expect.
after, so like within the first week or two after surgery. It is very quick. You take out the sternal wires, it completely opens, everything is separated. Because the healing and scarring didn't happen yet. Right now, everything is just so cemented. So it's a bigger deal. Plus, if it's immediately after surgery, the top portions have not healed yet. So you're not losing anything. But yours is healed. So you're messing up that healing that already happened and going from square one again. Hoping that this time around is going to be better. And there's no guarantees it will be. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Think about it. There's absolutely no. I mean, obviously, you understand this is not an emergency. So think about it. I'm around. I'm seeing some patients and stuff. Think about it, and I'll swing by in a bit. Okay.
okay.
All right. I just like to be like tell you everything I know so that you
Right.
make a decision.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if I
But it's
know
not.
that-
Let me tell you that. Whichever route you want to go,
Yeah.
you need to stop.
I know.
It's just damaging way more than your sternum. It's damaging a whole lot of other things as well.
Well, the sad part is the era in which, like, he and I grew up. It was cool.
I know. And it's
you could
still.
smoke
I know.
everywhere,
And when I travel to Europe or to other parts of the world, you go anywhere in any cafe or anything, there are as many pack of cigarettes as there are cell phones on the table,
Oh yeah.
which is pretty bad.
When I went to Germany and I got off the
You know,
plane-
lung cancer and cancer of the larynx are almost exclusive to smoke. Like, it is just like when you see the statistics, how are people still doing that to themselves? The statistics are frightening. And you do that voluntarily? But I understand it's a habit. I mean, it was more so like in a while back than now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was.
Yeah. So let's just say, because tomorrow will be 6 months since I had this done. You know, are you telling me that each month will get better?
Again, it depends on how stable you can make them and not keep coughing. How good your control of diabetes is. I saw you a month and a half ago. I feel on exam that it's more stable than it was a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
A month and a half ago, it was absolutely flopping in the breeze. Right now, it's moving a little bit, but it's not like last time I saw it, it was like click every time.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not doing that. You must appreciate a little bit of that. Is it completely stable? It's not yet, but it eventually will. And I have to tell you, even if it never does, it may be better than the whole thing falling apart.
Yeah.
However, there's a chance that we do it and it all heals perfectly. Is that chance guaranteed? No. So it depends on whether you want to take the chance or not. But the chance is going to involve a big surgery. I'll be back in a bit to think about it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.